The game describes itself as being about love, queer relationships, hot gay sex, and slapstick humor. Get ready for 24 hot animated voiced sex scenes. What? There's games? Furries called the pedophilia related content? Wow, they call it cub, okay? Oh, gosh. They call it cub porn, the furry community.
You as a parent or you as a teacher feel bad because I as a teacher don't miss a racist. A racist bigot at that.
That's not what's happening. Charlie Kirk's assassin was apparently into some bizarre stuff. We've got this report about his furry kink or endeavors that he was engaged in prior to his assassination of Charlie. Now, the Daily Mail got the exclusive on this, and they're explaining that Tyler Robinson actually was online playing a video game called Furry Shades of Gay. Okay, this is what it looks like, I guess, over on your local Steam portal. And here's what they found. They write on this one that he was arraigned on 7 charges, but his online accounts, which were just uncovered by the Daily Mail, show the alleged assassin had an interest in gay porn involving humanoid animal characters called furries. An account linked to Robinson on a gaming platform Steam shows he downloaded and played a dating simulator game called Furry Shades of Gay. The game describes itself as being about love, queer relationships, hot gay sex, and slapstick humor. Get ready for 24 hot animated voiced sex scenes. What? There's games? December 2020 profile for the game says on Steam, Robinson played this gay game, Furry Shades of Gay, enough to earn a prize. He got an uncommon sticker of one of its cat human characters who dresses as a French maid, listed on his Steam account. Wow. He's like, oh, it shows that? So Robinson played Furry Shades of Gay enough to earn a prize, an uncommon sticker. He also used the account Craftin247 on various websites. I guess they're going to say this is like a right-wing concept, like gay furry sex is like MAGA or something. They'll probably try. So the homoerotic furry game. Okay, here are these two creatures. Oh, I didn't know you had a dominant streak. I'm all yours, says these freaking animals. So there is an account by the name on this website called furaffinity.com. Don't go there. A website for people with a proclivity for humanoid animal illustrations and dressing up in fur suits who call themselves furry. Now, last week, Tyler Robinson's Craftin247 account, the Charlie Assassin, he's got an account over there, Fur Affinity. Do these people have animals? Do they have dogs? Do they have like actual, dogs in their homes? Said he recently watched content created by a user called Red Rusker, an artist known for gay furry porn. But Red Rusker went too far for even the furries. In fact, Red Rusker, so he's following this dude, Red Rusker was embroiled in a scandal among the niche community when underage cartoons he had drawn resurfaced. Yeah. One depicted a large, older humanoid animal using recreational drugs to have sex with a small, younger humanoid possum called Snack, labeled as being age 8 in the depraved comic. Okay, so it's a proxy for pedophilia. A redacted image viewed by the Daily Mail shows one older character saying to another, and by the way, they're putting this crap in like books for kids. They want your kids to see, not even the furry stuff, but just kind of like, this is how, you do certain things with other boys or whatever. A redacted image viewed by the Daily Mail shows one older character saying to another, "Popper him up for me, it'll help," referring to giving drugs to the 8-year-old possum. Furries called the pedophilia related content? Wow, they call it cub, okay? Oh, gosh. They call it cub porn, the furry community. In a May 2023 post on Fur Affinity, Red Rusker admitted, there was art that I made that depicted underage characters, and there's about a dozen pieces or so in total. And this is who that dude was watching and liking his stuff, apparently. Here you go, from Craftin247. Gosh. Here's more from Red Rusker, what we're looking at here. But apparently he was following him. In his recent watch content, controversial furry porn artist Red Rusker was found. So Tyler Robinson was watching his stuff. This creator was heavily scrutinized when underage stuff came up, and here's the photo of it with the 8-year-old Snack hub. He said he felt guilty as F about it, and he says, I won't draw it again. Now, his more recent cartoons posted on his Patreon include pieces from 2023. Now, they still depict large humanoid animal characters. Like, his problem is he admitted the age. He's like, you can't say that they're 8. Just draw them so they look like they're 8. But don't say that that they're 8, just say that they're cubs and nobody knows. Like, just call it dog years. They still depict large humanoid animal characters having sex with much smaller, boyish looking characters. Okay, it's a proxy for pedophilia, and this dude was into it. One sickening picture depicts a dog character performing a sex act on a horse. Like, it's just degeneracy, man. Robinson also appeared to be with another porn artist making deviant cartoons. Steam account linked to Robinson lists the other user called Obure among his friends. Robinson left a comment on that dude's profile January last year, saying, he wrote, "He beats me when mom goes on her work trips." Obure's profile contains several cartoon furries, says the user is from Minnesota. Obure has also used the name Good Boy on the account. Now, another previous profile picture on this other account, Obure, is a photo of a young man wearing cat ears and a face mask with a cat mouth and whiskers printed on it. It's unclear if it's him or not. And what are these? His username is also linked with DeviantArt, which looks like big, giant, pregnant, fat women or something. Gaming platform Bungie also lists the user, and it includes sexualized comments depicted women with overly proportioned bellies 2 or 3 times the size of their bodies asking to be fed. Got 1.3 million views. Oh my gosh. We need Jesus back like now. All right, so that's what's going on over there, and you can see that there's a bunch more reports on this. So this is Tyler Robinson, and there's a whole community of this, and it's just proxies for pedophilia, ultimately, is what it is. Now, someone else who's also in close proximity to this, which is interesting, is this guy, George Zinn, the guy who said that he actually conducted the shot. And this reminded me of another, incident with Kyle Rittenhouse when he shot 3 people, and I'm pretty sure like all 3 of them were criminals or somehow connected. One of them, I think, was a registered sex offender. The other guy's like accused of abuse. Like, it's like criminal records for all of them. So same with this dude. And this guy, as you recall, he got charged with 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. And so you start to see these coincidences. You start to ask yourself, was there a group of furry pedophiles there who were, attending this event together for some reason? So strange things happening. So it's trans, he's liking artists who make images of sex with young dogs or whatever. Have we heard from PETA on this? Are they concerned about this at all? Are they asking if they have dogs in their household? Maybe they should be. Where's PETA when you need them? So we saw that. Now, we also had this photo. Candace Owens released this photo on her show yesterday, and you can see this screenshot is directly from her show. So it's what she published. You can see her watermark down there in the bottom right, kind of hard to see, kind of washed out, but it says Candace down there. So she posted this, and a very interesting reveal. She explained that she got this in her tip email, and they looked into it, tried their best to validate it, but it's from the internet, ultimately, is what it sounded like. And we're asking ourselves about Tyler Robinson, the furry loving assassin who likes underage boys and trans dudes, was apparently, according to Candace, in Dairy Queen. And he was doing this just minutes after shooting and killing Charlie Kirk, is the allegation. And I would encourage you to go watch her full show for more on this, because it's her story. But here is the photo that was released. A lot of people looking at it, asking questions about it, kind of asking, well, why was he, changed his clothes? If this is the same day, did he change his clothes? Like, how many pairs of changes of clothes did he bring? So did he come to the university on that day with one outfit, change, get on the roof to get in the black outfit, and then change again into a third set of clothes? Or does this set of clothes also match the original set of clothes? So, right, he just swapped from black back to the red. So she shares it. It's from Dairy Queen. She also is pointing out that they looked up the Dairy Queen where they think it came from. It's about 15 minutes away from the shooting location. And, now we're asking about the timeline, because then we see him re-engage with his trans lover. And then soon after that, he's turning himself in. So did he just stop off for a blizzard or what? So that photo came out, right, capturing a lot of attention. People are asking questions about the photo. People wondering, has this been authenticated at all? And in fact, there was another person who had some interesting points on this. First of all, they threw it into an AI generator checker, and they said, yeah, it's probably comes from AI. I don't trust those things a lot, to be honest with you. I think that you can put real photos in the AI checkers and it'll still just say, yeah, it's, AI, whatever. But here is another good, I think, point on this. He also says the image is AI generated. Okay. 9/11 veteran over at Colt Fan 37 responding, saying, not only wouldn't you have these types of strong shadows across his face and shoulder because there's fluorescent lighting everywhere, but the movie poster for the Superman is from July, just as the promotional deal for what he ordered was ended in August. Okay. So again, I'm not a Dairy Queen connoisseur, so I don't know. Do they leave the posters out for a long time? Is that timing and that date accurate? Was the Superman, even in theaters right now? I don't even know. So some things to ask, right, and to validate. Is it an old photo? Is it actually of him? Did somebody just, mash something up? I think the lighting is definitely a little interesting. And if we go back to the original that came from Candace's show, the lighting on the face is interesting. It's kind of like if there was that strong of a light right there. mean, that's a pretty big shadow, right? That whole thing. It's like, why is there no more shadows over here on the bottom right? So interesting photo. Who knows what is actually going on there? But Candace got it, and she's trying to figure out how or if it plays into anything. So we're sharing it. So, keep your wits about you, obviously, as stuff is being shared, because who ultimately knows? And we're always asking about chain of custody before the material gets to us. Who touched it? Who perverted it? Where did it come from? What's the source? But that came over from Candace, and it's capturing a lot of attention out there on the interweb. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now, while all this is going on, while the Democrats are celebrating and salivating over Charlie Kirk's death, many of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, we have Edwin Ferguson. He's a board member over at Palm Beach County School Board. So he helps to set policy to teach the youth of America about how America works. And other things. I mean, we should be about how America works in many instances, but it's not. It's usually about how, transgenderism works. But let's hear what this guy has to say.
But I also want to speak to our African-American brothers and sisters as well. And the reason I want to do that is because in these last couple of days, I've received a number of contacts in regard to concern about teachers who are fearful of losing their teaching certificates because of this comments that they made in regard to a gentleman by the name of Charlie Kirk, who until the last week I knew nothing of. Let me say this. So there's a letter that came from the DOE to the superintendents, cautioning all superintendents to caution their staff to be careful about what they say, because they could ultimately lose their teaching certificates. Because if students and parents feel that the comment of the teacher somehow makes them feel bad, then there could be some consequences and repercussions on that. And so my thought was, I looked at the statutes and the administrative rules that were referenced in this September 11th letter from DOE, and I'm thinking, unless you as a parent or you as a teacher feel bad because I as a teacher don't miss a racist bigot at that, I don't see.
That's not what's happening, okay? We're not asking the teachers to come out. These people are such liars. It's really pathetic. We're not asking the teachers to come out and hold candlelight vigils in their classroom, psycho. We're asking them not to indulge in murder.
See how you're going to be at risk of losing your teaching certificate. So we talk about the Holocaust. I've yet to hear a person of the Jewish faith say that I miss Adolf Hitler. He said a lot of toxic things that were very undermining to society at large, and we want to never forget that, and we want to be better than that. The things that I've heard from this gentleman, Mr. Kirk, as it relates to the black experience here in the country are definitely things that would make me say,
what did
hey,
he
I'm
say?
sorry that he's died, that he passed away, but he did not use his voice effectively. So that's my 2 cents on that. So teachers, say what you need to say, but just be respectful and don't say it in a discriminatory way against him or anyone else who might be offended. Thank you.
Okay, he should lose his license immediately if he has one, obviously. What kind of a ridiculous statement is that? You're calling Charlie Kirk Hitler, you psycho? So, I don't know what else to say about this guy. I think that he's a monster. He shouldn't be anywhere near the students. He's a liar, first of all, and he didn't even give us an example. What was he talking about with Charlie's a racist? Give us what he said. What did he say? What did you hear him say that's so offensive to you as a black man in America that Charlie Kirk said that was so racist and bigoted? Give us one statement about the Civil Rights Act. A lot of people have a debate about that. And how has the black community done after the Civil Rights Act? Okay, many people, even on the black community side, would say not great based on the current environment. So anyways, this is an actual debate, but he's going to call him Hitler for having a political debate in America. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, we also saw they're not alone. Okay, this is a real thing. So anytime the Democrats, the reason I share this stuff with you is not to indulge in it or to, just issue rage pellets to all of us, because every time I see one of these, I feel enraged. But this is what's actually happening. Okay, so we're sharing it because it's who they are. And they are now doing this little goofy, I'm so disconnected from any of this political violence. I had no role in it. I'm innocent. All we were trying to do is just have conversations. And now we should all turn the volume down. Okay, after we just murdered somebody who you guys all love, now we should turn it down. Got it. Well, actually, no, there should be consequences to your side. I'm not saying violent or physical consequences, but there should be consequences for what you have done, what you're endorsing. And we're not seeing large swaths of Democrats come out and condemn this behavior. They're not. It's the Republicans who have to come out and say, that was inappropriate. This is egregious. Cops are walking with these dudes as they're walking down the street screaming, F Charlie Kirk, spit on your grave. How do you make peace with these people? How do you turn down the volume when this is what they're doing? It's very hard to do that. So we have to understand the reality of the times we're in. It's not the old world, Mike Johnson, where everybody was just like trying to get along and have civil conversations. Charlie was trying to do that and they shot him in the neck. So of course we have to hear from Erica Kirk, and she will be speaking this weekend at Charlie Kirk's memorial in Arizona on Sunday. We will be in attendance, and if you're there, we'd love to see you. We also had Megyn Kelly hosting the show yesterday, and she was asked and talking about Erica Kirk, and here is what Andrew Klovitz had to say in response to that.
There's a question about who's going to lead the team going forward and who's going to lead this enormously important organization. And I understand you have some news on that front.
Yeah, since everything has happened, I think the number one question is what is going to happen with Turning Point? What is going to happen next? And I'm pleased to be able to announce with you, and I think it's appropriate because of who you are and who this person is, that the Turning Point board has unanimously selected Erica Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board. And not only is that amazing in and of itself, but I can assure you, Megan, that Charlie told me personally, and he told others, he probably told Mikey, that if anything ever happened to him, that this is exactly what he wanted.
Wow, I have the chills. It had to be, right? I mean, there's just, I don't think anybody would accept a leader of the organization who they didn't feel completely understood Charlie and would be 100% dedicated to fulfilling his vision for where this group is going.
Well, and let me just add one more thing, and I want Mikey to chime in here as well. But in the immediate hours afterwards, Erica got a call from somebody very important. I'll leave that vague out of privacy, but she got a call from somebody very important. And the question was, what do you know? Sort of asking how much of what's going on behind the scenes and with the relationship, like, what do you know? And her reply back was, everything. I know everything.
Let's go. Good. And we want, hopefully, in time to learn more about that. So she'll be speaking this Sunday, and we're excited to pay our respects to Charlie and to support his family and everybody. And the Senate is doing the same. They say here, courtesy of Eric Doherty on X, saying the U.S. Senate also just unanimously established in the Senate the October 14th day as the National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. Boom, right there. Recognizes Charlie Kirk for his contributions, encourages educational institutions and more to do the same. And that's a nice show of respect. Now, we also have a battle happening in Congress, and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene was getting into it with Jasmine Crockett Fulov, who's another congresswoman. And here is how this exchange went down as it relates to Charlie.
Looks like Yahoo News. It says Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
Without objection, so ordered. Chair recognizes Miss Green from Georgia.
Mr. Chair, remember out of UC as well.
We'll recognize you next time. Miss Green, it's your 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can assure you that the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA. His family may be Republican, but all of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist, very much integrated in online groups that are linked to Antifa. He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry, whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman. He was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie. And it's an insult to every single Republican and person that identifies with those type of politics. We will not tolerate it. And that is the exact type of language that is getting many of us death threats day after day and led to shootings on the baseball field where Steve Scalise was shot. This is what led to President Trump nearly being assassinated this past summer. This is what has led to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And so I just want to give a warning there. We're not going to tolerate that anymore. You know, something else we're not going to tolerate is crime.
Let's go, Marjorie. Laying down the truth for Jasmine Crockett, who can't understand the distinction between a family and a son. Two different entire human beings. Bunch of family members and a separate person who's clearly a leftist. Now, President Trump came out and he says, we're not just going to stop there, okay? We're going to look at these furry networks and all these PDF files and all of the Antifa lunatics and more, courtesy of this interview over on Fox.
They have signs and they're all professionally made. Real protesters make them in their basement. And they're all the same.
So who's behind it? Do you have a gut feeling?
You hear Soros. I don't know. We're going to find out if he's behind it. But it's incitement to riot. That's a criminal act. And people are dying because of it. So it's really, it's death. So we're going to find out. And it should have been done a long time ago.
All right. Hopefully we see some progress on that soon enough. But as it stands, now we know that this dude was a furry freak show. And a lot of it had to do with underage individuals, underage animals, cubs, okay? Which we know what they're thinking when they're engaging in this degeneracy.